We see things differently.
Yeah.
Clouds, I look at the clouds, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. We're gonna love it.
She is going to be calling you from a block number, okay? Just because she's going to be calling you from her personal phone, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Here I am in the autism room, waiting for a phone call. I guess the doctor is not in today. That's weird. Why I had an appointment, but they're not in. Oh, here they are. Alright, the autism room. I just got off the phone with my, what is she to me? Psychologist, I guess? I don't know. I got this paper in an envelope. I waited till she called me and I opened the results. Yeah, it was weird. I guess she had an emergency with her pet, so she couldn't be here, which was a little weird, but I understand now. No big deal. Yeah, I'm done. I should leave now. I'm just sitting here. I'm just gonna sit here and talk. Even though I should go. No, I won't do that. I don't know. I just thought it would be funny to sit in here for a little bit. But yeah, I would actually like to go over these results. I think I would want to do that for a video. But not here. It would take too long. So I'm gonna do that at home. I'm gonna go home and do that. I'm not gonna, cause yeah, I don't actually want to sit in here forever. I just, I just think it's kind of funny. Okay. Hey, so I made a video earlier where I got my results for my autism test, and I don't know. I guess I felt like I would read them here. It's weird because I was diagnosed as moderately autistic, just moderate autism, and the psychologist even said like it's not like, I don't remember the way she worded it, but she's like, it's just a part of you, which I knew that, but no, she was saying that like, don't make it a big deal, and I guess I sort of interpreted that as me like, because lately I've kind of been like, oh, I'm autistic, like I've been referencing it in the video and sort of like half joking about it, and I guess, I might need to tone it back, because again, I'm not like severely autistic, I'm just mildly. I think the rest of my traits is just me being an asshole. So yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. Thought I would go over this. They spelled my name wrong. They spelled my last name wrong. There's an S. There's an S after Morgans. Morgans. It's plural. Because I'm Gordon the Fourth. It says Gordon was referred for psychological testing by my psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist. There's a lot of different people. For distractibility, impulsivity, ADHD, and to rule learning disorder and or autism spectrum disorder. He is currently diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and OCD. Currently, is that like before I was? Because I don't know if I don't know. A previous testing, ADHD as a young child, tested positive for AIDS. I mean ADHD. Tests to be administered. The tests that I took. Yeah, just to diagnose. Cars, which thankfully I didn't have to watch the Pixar film. It meant it's childhood autism rating scale, which I guess we'll get to. I don't know. I did the Burns depression scale and the Burns anxiety scale. I scored pretty high on the depression scale. I was like, oh yeah, these are all very serious. Perceived stress scale. And yeah, just and anxiety too, obviously. Patient was born in Syracuse, New York, and moved to Las Vegas in 2004 with his family. He currently lives in a house with his mom and brother. He describes his home life as it's fine. Patient denies any history of abuse or neglect as a child. Graduated high school and is currently one class away from his associate's thermography from CSN. I said filmography. I guess she thought I said thermography. I don't know what thermography is. I'm an expert in temperature, apparently. I can tell you exactly what the temperature is right now. I'm an expert. That'd be a level of autism, to just walk outside and be like, it's 63 degrees right now. Yes, it is. That's autism and education. That should be my thing. I don't have like an autistic fixation. That should be my thing. I should just always be like, what's the weather right now? Then again, that's what every boring normie talks about, is just the weather. So I guess that wouldn't really make much of a difference. That wouldn't really stand out. He currently has approximately a 3.0. I think that's a little too big. I always tell people it's more than it really is. He states that he struggles talking to people, finding time to do everything, not managing time well. Quote from myself. Quote, I find it hard to pay attention to anything when people are talking to me. Reading or watching a movie is the same thing. I don't pay attention to anything. I just stop. He plans on finishing in the fall. As a child, Patient did not have any significant behavioral problems, but would zone out, daydreaming, off-task behavior. He did not have any advanced classes in high school and does not remember his GPA. She asked me a couple times about my GPA in high school. And then she's like, well, we're just trying to figure out like what you were, and I'm like, it was good, it was fine, it was good, it was at least a 2. She's like, a 2 isn't good. I'm like, well, above a 2 I meant. Above a 2. She's like, it's still not good. I'm like, yeah, no. 2.8, which is what I think my college GPA is, but... Patient is currently employed at Cashman Photo as a videographer, 10 hours a week. He has had that job since September 2024. He also has a paid internship where he edits podcasts for 5 hours a week. Not anymore. He reports that his longest employment was working at Ross for 8 years on the sales floor and theft protection. He left that job because he got a job in his field, and because I got a death threat from a stupid customer. If you're watching this, I hope you die in a gutter, you stupid person. Stupid asshole that escalates situations. Probably gonna die in a gutter, you useless piece of shit. He was fired from 2 jobs due to his performance. I wasn't fast enough at doing the things and learning the things. Partly true. They didn't really train me either, but I don't know. I think I also just not a fast or easy learning person, so. Patient states up. Gordon states that he wakes up. Gordon states that he wakes up depressed every morning. I try to escape in my mind. He currently is diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and OCD, but not currently on any medication. He was seeing a therapist, but his insurance changed. And also the therapist was, well, okay, my last therapist was good. Therapist before that was terrible. Denies any history of or current suicidal ideation. Well, because when they ask you, you have to say no. But I mean, I don't have any plans, and I didn't have any plans, but he denies any history of AH or VH or psychosis. Medical, clogged ears and allergies. That doesn't really have anything to do with this, but they asked me, so I said. Social relationships. He states that he does not have any friends. Lately, it has been bothering me more. Gordon enjoys being by himself, but is starting to feel lonely. Gordon presented with malodorous clothes and combed hair. Malodorous? Is that just normal? Like non-smelling clothes? He did not use appropriate eye contact initially, but did increase eye contact as he became more comfortable with assessor. He did not introduce self or use appropriate greeting skills. What are appropriate greeting skills? I don't. How should I know? I'm artistic. It's a South Park episode. What do you have, dear? How should I know? I'm retarded. He appeared nervous, as evidenced by straight body posture and eyes darting around the room. He remained with flat affect throughout the assessment and required multiple and consistent prompting to give insightful answers. Was a poor historian. Was a poor historian? I resent that as someone who likes history. What do they mean by what does that mean? Was a poor historian? I'm trying to think of like the tests that they had me do with like CARS, Childhood Autism Rating Scale. Social Emotional Understanding. I think maybe not. Quote that I said. I think maybe not, with regards to being able to read another person. States that he often misreads others and that his anxiety frequently causes him to think others are mad at him. Emotional expression. Presents with a constricted affect. Has a tendency to be monotone. Sometimes people might not know what I am thinking. Another quote I said. Struggles with anxiety and depression. Gordon verbalizes having trouble regulating emotions. I am bothered easily by little things. Relating to people. Has a relationship with mom. Sporadically sees dad. Has no friends. No interpersonal relationships outside his family. Body use. Can be a clumsy person. No abnormalities noted. Can tie shoes. I do know that that's like a common autism thing. Can be a clumsy person. I remember telling her that, so. I get it from my dad. The only thing is I know I'm clumsy and I learned from it, so I'm a very careful person. Adaptation to change. I do not adapt to change well and never have. Distressing if patient has to change plans abruptly and will become overwhelmed and anxious. Does not have flexible thinking. That's true. I don't like change. Even like tiny change. I don't even like that. Restricted interest. Has broad interests. Enjoys movies, cartoons, reading, music, and various art forms. Visual response. Appropriate eye contact observed. No abnormalities noted. I thought they said listening response. Appropriate eye contact observed. Eye contact for listening? What? What? You listen with your ears? I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much about the world. Not earlier they said that I didn't make good eye contact, which I've always known. I don't make good eye contact with people. Whenever people talk to me, I never look them in the eyes. Well, like I will, but like recently I've made an effort to try, but like I don't know, even then it's weird. And then when they're looking me in the face and I OCD out and I like do the weird blinking thing or like face thing that I do, and I don't know. That's even weirder, just staring at them, just. That would just make them uncomfortable, especially if I'm just like not removing eye contact. 5 senses. Does not like for food to touch. Does not like sticky or messy food. Does not like Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, fish. Hair getting close to eyes is very bothersome. Can fixate on touch if it feels weird or make weird sound. Yeah, I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, and I don't like things getting near my eyes. I don't like when my hair gets near my eyes. I don't like being touched by people. Unless it's certain people affectionately, but even then I don't like it. No, I don't like being touched. I hate when people come up behind me and touch me on my shoulder. It makes me just want to reflex and just psh. I hate that. I only like when cute girls hug me. That's the only time I like being touched. But like other than that, I don't like being touched. That's an autistic trait of mine. Fears, anxiety, claustrophobic, social anxiety, consistently very nervous around other people. Verbal communication, restricted tone, hypoverbal. Nonverbal communication, constricted affect. What does hypoverbal mean? Is that like... Alright, so I got ADOS 2, ADOS 2. The Autism Diagnostic Observation Schedule, 2nd edition, is a semi-structured, standardized assessment. Okay, I didn't get 2. That's not like a level I got. I thought that was like level. I'm level 2. Total comparison score 7. I don't know if that's good or bad. Gordon completed Module 4, which is Adolescent Adult Fluent Speech. This module is selected when it is observed that patient typically communicates with communicating incomplete sentences. In the areas of social communication, Gordon consistently used eye contact, sporadically looking away when giving a response. He did not ask for help, did not ask for more pieces during construction tasks despite being told he was to, but referenced them multiple times with visual response. Did not ask for more pieces during yeah, actually, this was, like, they handed me pieces and, like, a little pattern. Remember, like, you would do this in kindergarten, where, like, you would have, like, make patterns and stuff? Like, they had me do that. They just had me sit there. They're like, just make whatever. I'm like, okay. So I just sat there for 5 minutes and just, like, all right, like, there's no goal to this. Just... Did not ask for more pieces during construction tasks, despite being told he was, but referenced them multiple times with visual response. Despite being told he was to ask. Patient then took pieces when offered. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I didn't really need them. But yeah, I also just, I don't know. I didn't want to say anything. Needed prompting from telling a story to show assessor the pictures. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. They're like, okay, arrange these, and like, there's like these little pictures, and like, all right, arrange them and make a story. I'm like, okay, like, now get up and act it out. I'm like, oh, can I not do that? I don't. Story had complex thoughts, insightful, creative, did not comment or elaborate on the emotions of characters. Description of picture, pointed out activities and clothing, but did not comment on any emotions or family, friend dynamics or relationships. Everyone is doing their own thing. That's a quote. That's in quotes. I guess I said that. I pointed out activities and clothing, but not family and friend dynamics or relationships. Everyone is doing their own thing. He seemed to enjoy the activities, but did not share his enjoyment with others. I did not really enjoy the activities. I didn't get much enjoyment out of them. I liked the book that I had to read. I forgot to look up that book. It was a picture book with no words, but it had some beautiful art in there. I'm gonna see if I can find that. Beautiful illustrations. It was a dream. The whole book, it was just like, the story was just a dream. There's no words, just illustrations. It was beautiful. Maybe I'll go over the rest of this later. I'm back. to the Life is Pointless Variety Hour. I got my name on here. Alright, where was I? Did I not even get to the 4th page? No, this is the 4th page. I got halfway through it. Yeah, let's see. Don't adapt to change very well. Okay, yeah, I got to page 5. We're over halfway. Yeah, everyone is doing their own thing. He seemed to enjoy the activities, but did not share his enjoyment with others. I don't really know what that means. I can text her. I don't know if she would want that, but... His daily routine... His daily routine, when he is not working, consists of solitary activities, with the exception of when his mother gets home from work. I mean, I still do solitary stuff when my mom gets home. I don't do a lot of things with my mom. Gordon disclosed that he does not argue with people, but that he is perceived to be boring by others because of how I present myself. Gordon verbalized wanting friends, but does not have any close friends. He states that he used to be withdrawn and is trying to make up for it by people-pleasing. Easily annoyed by people and situations, does not like to be touched. Loud and talkative people, patient finds overstimulating. Was bullied in elementary and middle school for no good reason and for being short and wimpy. It's in quotes, by the way. That's not what the... Like, I said that. That's not what the psychologist said. Emotions. How do they feel inside? Are these my emotions or just how I perceive emotion? Oh yeah, because they asked me. Yeah, they asked me, what do I feel when? How do you feel when you feel this? How do I feel when I feel happy? I said feels good. Feels good, man. States he is never too happy. You should never be too happy, if that's possible. You can't be too happy, because that's when all hell breaks loose. That's when the sky falls down. You can't be too happy, and then everything just devolves into chaos. Angry. Pressure in chest on heart. I am usually angry at someone. Feels like I have to do something. Parentheses. Like vengeance. These are things I said, by the way. Although I don't know why she put it in parentheses. I don't know. Did I put it in parentheses? Did I say parentheses? Did I say it with parentheses? How do I feel when I'm anxious? Heart racing, blood pumping, and oversensitive to things. Even anxious, it just feels like my heart is being pulled pulled apart. Like there's a tense feeling in my chest and it can just break in any. There's a fragile feeling in my chest. Sad. Feels like my heart is slowed down or broken down. Submerged in water and I don't have any energy. Gordon verbalized that he used to not want to get married, but he would like to be close with someone. He is not sure about children. He has never felt close to anyone. Sees marriages as miserable, and so it is hard to believe someone can be trusted. This makes him think he might want to trust in himself and live by himself. When the psychologist was saying this, she was kind of like chuckling. Well, she said like something about like marriages are miserable. And she's like, I just heard something about miserable, but she was like chuckling. I was like, wait, what was that? She's like, oh, you said like you saw marriages as miserable. I used to see marriages as miserable. I kind of still do, but I tried not to think that. But I don't know. I don't know. My mind is telling me don't believe it, but my heart is like, no, that's believe it. The TOVA results. The TOVA is a neuropsychological assessment. I think I took a short video of that. I was like clicking a button. I had to do that. It was for ADHD. Measures an individual's ability to pay attention to a specific stimulus while screening for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The attention comparison score is used to compare the subject's performance to individuals independently diagnosed with ADHD. Scores below 0 suggest problems. My score was a 3.28, which again, there's no scale there. I'm assuming that's good. I remember doing really good on this test, so maybe 4 is the highest. Performance validity was not flagged. This is flagged when test results are more consistent of cases of poor effort, severe impairment, or malingering, parentheses, faking bad. I'm faking bad. Don't you guys don't you guys like the show Faking Bad? I like when Fake White says I'm faking bad and then does a meth and murder. Let's see. Variability is a precise measure of variations in correct responses, response times, and measures the consistency of response times. We can proceed with interpretation as Gordon's test results are valid. They're all within normal limits. So I guess I don't have serious ADHD. I get distracted all the time, but whatever. Gordon reported being easily distracted by noises. He also reported that he often has difficulty sustaining attention, feels restless, and has trouble relaxing. Gordon attempted or completed, I did both, the TOVA diagnostic interview. From the testing results, a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder can From the testing results, a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder can be concluded. He also meets criteria for major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder per his self-reported history. self-reporting, and burn scales. The burn scales were such a pain. They had to burn you. They burn you. That's how they test you. They burn you. And depending on like the burn mark it makes, if the burn mark is like in the shape of a D, then it means depressed. If it's in the shape of an A, it means anxious. If it's in the shape of an A again, that could be either autism or anxiety. And then they have to burn your other hand and see what the second letter is. And sometimes the letter might be upside down, like it's either going to be an N or a U. But sometimes it's upside down, and then they got to burn your other hand again and see what that letter is. And it's an X, and it's good. But that X might be a sideways T. So then they got to do your other hand again. Nobody should say that mentally handicapped people have it easy, okay? Just to know what you are, you have to burn your hands 4 times. And the next letter in both those words is an I. Is an I. So it's a process. All right. Difficulty managing his emotions is potentially a significant contributing factor impacting the patient's ability to effectively execute tasks, maintain focus, complete and understand work. All right, I got the F84 autism spectrum disorder. It is recommended that Gordon engage in consistent therapy sessions. Therapeutic interventions will contain CBT techniques related to coping skills, stress management, and gaining focus tools. Emotional regulation, consistent skill building of relaxation techniques, positive self-talk. I might need that one. Development of healthy coping skills and gaining self-insight are treatment goals. It will be helpful for the client and family to look at the impact that their difficulty managing emotions is impacting on their ability to focus, stay motivated, and complete tasks. Gordon will benefit from ABA therapy, applied behavior analysis. It is recommended that Gordon be referred to medication management for a medication evaluation, education to decrease distractibility. Thank you for the opportunity to assess Gordon. Wait, are you thanking me? Or is this... Did someone else write that? Did you not? Did she not write this? Please contact me with any questions you have about these results. Okay. Thank you for joining me on that. I thought I was gonna cry. Instead I just, I don't know, made jokes and stuff.